Hello, this is David Florida, Realtor with Red House Realty. This is How to Buy a Condo in Toronto, Part 4. Today we're going to be talking about offer time and closing. As usual, like, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff down here. Let's get into the content. Now, when it comes to making an offer on your condo, all this stuff is going to happen in a whirlwind of activity, sort of all at the same time, but it will benefit you to know about all the steps in the offer process. The price. How much is the condo you're interested in worth? What should your offering price be? Your realtor is going to play a very significant role here. In addition to price per square foot, there are a number of different things that contribute to the value of a condo that you're going to want to take a look at. What floor is the unit on? How's the view? What's the exposure? Is it north, south, east, or west? What location on the floor is it? Is it near the elevators? Is it at the corner? Makes a difference. Are there upgrades and renovations in the condo you're interested in? What's the ceiling height? What are the maintenance fees? What's the situation with the parking and the locker? What are the building amenities like? What's the location? This is another time to take a look at the ratio of renters to owners in the building. Also, another time to take a look at the reputation of the building. Okay, now the paperwork. Now there's a ton of legal paperwork that will be put in front of you when you're buying a condo. This includes working with a realtor. This is a one-page thing that summarizes the different ways an agent can represent a buyer. The buyer representation agreement or customer service agreement. These papers will outline the terms of your relationship with your realtor and your realtor's brokerage. They'll talk about the commission that will be paid, the role of your agent, and what the role of your agent will be if your agent also represents the seller of the condo that you're interested in. FinTrack. This is a mandatory identification document required by the federal government. The Agreement of Purchase and Sale. This is the document that confirms the price and the terms and conditions that are agreed to by both the buyer and the seller. The Confirmation of Cooperation and Representation. This confirms the relationship that both the buyer and the seller have with their realtors and their realtors' brokerages, and the commission agreement between the two brokerages. And at this point, you want to make sure your deposit is ready. I know we've covered it before in this series, but it is very important that you be able to access it. Within 24 hours of successfully negotiating a condo purchase, you pay your deposit to the seller. This is held in a trust account, usually by the seller's brokerage. Now, if there are conditions on the sale, such as a financing condition, and you're unable to meet your financing condition during the conditional period, your deposit will get returned to you. If you meet all conditions, it goes toward the final price of the condo. Here are some conditions we commonly see when purchasing condos in Toronto. As mentioned, the financing condition. This gives the buyer a little bit of time to arrange financing to close the sale, usually 3 to 5 business days. The status certificate review condition. This allows the buyer's lawyer to get a copy of the status certificate and provide advice to the buyer based on what the lawyer sees in the certificate. Status certificate is typically given to the lawyer within 10 business days of an agreement being reached, and typically has 1 to 3 business days from receipt in order to waive the condition. The home inspection condition. These don't happen all too frequently in condo purchases in Toronto, but when they do, the home inspector can only inspect areas that are controlled directly by the owner of the condo unit. For example, the home inspector can't comment on things like the roof, the pool, other amenities, things like that. Now here's how the offer process will go. Your agent will prepare an offer, which will include things like the price, the terms and conditions of the offer, and an irrevocable time. An irrevocable time basically means how long your offer is good for. Your agent will then present it to the listing agent, and the listing agent can respond in a few different ways. Listing agent can accept the offer. Listing agent can agree to the price and all the terms and conditions and sign it back and present it to you. Congratulations, deal done. The listing agent can sign back the offer with a different price, different closing date, some different conditions, etc. This means the listing agent is presenting back a counter offer. This typically happens in Toronto, and it goes back and forth with each side making concessions until a mutual agreement is reached. Listing agent can also decline the offer. If the listing agent considers the offer to be completely unacceptable, they can just decline it with no changes, or in the middle of negotiation in some counter offers, they can simply decline a counter offer. If there are other prospective buyers submitting an offer on the same condo that you're interested in at the same time as you, then you could be in a bidding war. Bidding wars are pretty common in Toronto, and they require a different strategy, a different approach, and it's something to be discussed in a whole new video. Once you've gotten through all that, it's time to prepare for closing. Closing is the date at which you take ownership of your new condo and of course pay for it. There's a few things to do in preparation of closing date. Your condo home insurance policy needs to be ready. You'll sign all the final paperwork with your lawyer. You'll get title insurance. You'll need to provide a certified check for the balance owing on your down payment. Your lender will advance the mortgage funds. On closing day, the money will transfer to the seller and the ownership of the condo will transfer to you. You'll now be able to pick up the keys to your new condo. Congratulations. And that wraps up part 4, the offer process. In this series of videos, how to purchase a condo in Toronto. I want to thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw here, please, by all means, like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content.